Are you ready to step into a world where creativity is rewarded? Introducing Finesse, the revolutionary play-to-earn game series, brought to you by the Jot Art in collaboration with groundbreaking Lightosphere Network. In Finesse, you're not just a player, but a true artist. Unleash your imagination as you paint vibrant landscapes, design awe-inspiring characters, and create mesmerizing worlds, all within a game. Click the top.
If I had a perfect, if I could just snap my fingers and make things happen, man, I would kill the 360, obliterate it to the heavens, because it's a horrible, horrible, horrible entity. The 360 deal and Lyle Cohen, they created it out of merchandising. They had to find a way to monetize a musical performance and get the most out of it. Make the most money. How can we make the most money without exuding the most overhead? How can we make the most money without having to invest in the artist? What if the artist is okay and they can generate at least one hit? We can optimize that money, and we can always guarantee that we get our rate of return on investment. That's what the 360 deal does. I really, really do appreciate Dame Dash, man. Dame Dash and what he's talking about right now. Artists, up and coming artists that follow this show and other platforms like it, stop signing the labels. Flat out, period. Record labels are dead. I can say this. I know it's a lot of artists that probably want to say it and don't say it. Stop signing the artists, number one. Stop signing the artists who start labels, because they're worse than Lyle Cohen. But we won't even go there. They're worse than Lyle Cohen. You are your own label. You can have your own label from your kitchen. Okay, it's 2019. You can have your own production studio, your own distribution center, your own publicist. You can be your own manager. You don't need any of those peripherals to cut out of your pie, your economic pie. And this is what Dame Dash was trying to express. I would rather be $1 million boss than a $14 million employee, because the 360 can generate funds, but the funds are allocated before you have the ability to net those funds, to take that money in. You have to be accountable for it first. There's a thing called account payable and accounts receivable. You have to be liable for money loaned to you on the premise of capital gain. So if I'm the record label and I offer you a 360, that means that I'm taking a piece of your performance. Not only am I taking your production, the end result, I'm taking your ingenuity. I'm taking whatever you may write in the future. I'm taking any collaborative efforts that you may have. Me and Oh God may meet up and say, man, I got a hot concept for a single, but my label is going to have to take 25% of what me and you do. And Oh God is going, but hell, I'm not signing your label. Why should I suffer? So what ends up happening is me being tied into the 360. I got to give up more percentage just to bring Oh God in, because I got to go to my label and ask permission for Oh God to come and do a collabo with me on something that me and him created. This is what the 360 creates. And what the situation with Dame and Lyle Cohen really represents is the systematic oppression that is being done in hip hop. I'm not talking about any other genre. I'm talking about hip hop, man. Hip hop is a fairly new industry that has taken over the music industry. It's bigger than pop. It's bigger than rock. It's bigger than heavy metal. It's bigger than any other genre right now. It's been that way going on 15 years strong. And so when young Black children come along and they bring the gift of hip hop to music, and you have someone outside of your culture that's manipulating and marketing your music under what's considered distribution, and then turns around and says, I want 360 degrees of everything that you produce in your musical career, it's absolutely criminal, man. It's criminal. And I'm so fortunate to witness this changing, man. I'm fortunate to witness the music industry becoming a free market industry. People like Travis Scott that are changing the way that artists are being paid is extremely important.
Couldn't agree more. You said a lot of things that I wanted to touch on throughout this interview. One thing in particular, you talked about artists signing to other artists and independent labels. Now, for those of you who don't know, Khonsu, I don't even know family if you know this, I'm an R&B artist. I'm currently signed to an independent label, been signed for some time. And throughout my journey with the independent label, I won't put their name out there, I've realized through being signed with them that, man, they're no better than a fucking label. They're no better than a major label. If not, they may be worse. Because not only are they providing zero money or zero capital to their artist, but then they want to own everything that the artist creates. Can you elaborate on that a little bit? I know you say you didn't want to get into it. Please do.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's called niche marketing. If I know that you're an artist, you represent a certain niche in music, what I'm doing is I'm becoming an angel investor, and I'm sequestering you and owning you like real estate. I'm going to own your potential, and I'm going to distribute it as I see fit, regardless if it belongs to you. So it's capital. So I'm treating you like a piece of real estate, and I'm renting you out depending upon the situation. So you're an R&B artist. Let's say you're a talented writer, you're a talented singer. Let's say you got a market share. You got 10,000 followers on Instagram. Well, I'm going to make sure that I sequester you and market you to those 10,000 people under the auspicity of my ownership so that I can isolate that money for myself. I'm not going to allow you to take your talent and your real estate and go and trade with somebody else. I lose the chance of having ownership with you. And that's what makes independent labels very dangerous. So when we're talking about today, a musical artist of today, you need a publishing company. You need to be a union member. So that's ASCAP or BMI. You need to set up an LLC. When you set up your LLC, you need to set up a DBA, which is a doing business as account, a business account. When you set up those 4 elements, then you want to set up a publishing house. When you set up a publishing house, all your works, all your masters, everything needs to be recorded through that publishing house, which is the LLC, and then you sell it per capita to a label. Okay, you want this song right here? You want my talent right here? It's an upfront fee, and then we go 50-50, 60-40, whatever. We do a performance partnership based on contingencies. That's what Rock Nation, that's what Rockefeller did. People thought Rockefeller was signed to Def Jam. No, they were partners because they owned the rights to the masters prior to. And see, that was innovative work done by Dame and Biggs. That was innovative work that they did. It was ahead of their time. And that's why I got so much respect for Dame and those guys, because they knew, they understood it. They understood the marketing behind it, because it gives you the back end flexibility to market your stuff the way that you choose to market, because you actually own everything outright, and you're parlaying your ownership, not just your talent. Because the only reason a label is what a label is because their ability to market and distribute at a lightning rate. But you got the internet right now. You could drop a single right now, and it hits every continent in less than 5 minutes. And people don't realize, like, companies like, man, can I say this? Because we're on this platform. Let me be smart right here. Okay. Multimedia platforms that use videos to distribute entertainment are still issuing 360 deals. The Facebooks and all of them are 360 deals. You come in, you put your video on the Facebook platform, right? You promote it. Well, meanwhile, there's ads flowing through your video that you have no say-so in. You get 35%, they get 65%. Okay, whether you agree to it or not, whether you say, I want, let's say, Google AdSense or not, they're going to get 100% advertising dollars without you participating, because you're publishing on their platform. That's a 360 deal. That's Motown. That's Berry Gordy. That's the same deals that folks have been getting for the past 50 years. This is why the Temptations get mad. This is why Earth, Wind, and Fire could never be on the same page. They wasn't in-house fighting. They wasn't getting their bread from their labels. They weren't getting paid. This is why the Fugees break up. This is why Tribe Called Quest couldn't stay together. They just couldn't say it publicly because they in a machine. You see what I'm saying? But when you understand the distribution and marketing as an artist, always learn distribution and marketing. Because if I got control of my distribution, I dictate the market. If I could cut out the middleman and I could go straight to the buy man and I could sell 10,000 copies of my product without having to share it with anybody else, I'm the man.
No brainer, right?
So I'm going straight to the client now. It's direct sales and direct marketing because I'm dropping my stuff on the internet. And that's what the RIAA is having a problem with right now, guys. This is what makes what Dame Dash doing so innovative. The RIAA cannot figure out how to package a digital song because you can't attach it to a tape, a LP, which is a record, or a CD. So they can't get merchandising. So this what made the 360 work. So they said, we're going to take a piece of the performance and make it a viable product for the label. And that's what's powerful. Because we could take this interview and we could shoot it out faster than Associated Press or just as fast. Whereas before, we would need a conglomerate. We would need a distribution hub to do that. We don't need that no more. This is free market enterprise. It's the same way for the artists. Because when you look at a radio station, and let me say this, I won't want to be too wordy, but I'm really passionate about this, yo. When you look at a radio station, it's an advertising company. It's not the music, yo. All a record label does is they go to a Hot 97. They got company employees and they got freelance employees. Obviously, Funkmaster Flex is the company guy. All right, this dude is older than me and he's still working at the damn station. All right, he will take your music based on what the program director tells him. So me being a label, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to Hot 97 and I'm gonna say, I have $100,000 budget. I want to buy up so many slots of commercial advertising space from your station each month. And then instead of throwing commercials in there, they throw music in there. And the music is the advertising. That's why artists that are backed by labels get more rotation than a regular artist that's coming in there begging to get their music played. So when you coming in as an advertising conglomerate, which you can do as an independent artist, you might as well just buy up all the commercials on Hot 97. If I was an up-and-coming artist and I'm generating funds already independently because I got 1 million followers and everybody mess with me, and every little town I go to, I sell out, I'm going to take my budget and I'm going to spend a month. I'll give Hot 97 a month of commercial programming versus begging a whack-ass Funkmaster Flex who could be fired next week to play my song because he ain't doing me no favor. Him and the E-Bros and all them guys, they're not doing nobody no favor by playing a damn song. That's hustle music. The real person is the programming director. And if you walk in there with an advertising check and you say that I'm advertising this song and I want advertising time, guess who you gonna be dictating to then? Now you dictating the flex. Nah, nigga, pay my shit. Play my shit 3 times every hour, nigga, because I cut the check. Now, I cut the check as the artist. That's what the Jays did. That's what Dames did. That's what they do.